This podcast is protected under the laws of the United States and other countries. Unauthorized duplication, distribution, or exhibition may result in civil liability, criminal prosecution, and the wrath of the tall man.
Boy! Hey, let's talk about you, the ID10T community events at ID10T.com, like Russ Stevens, aka
Cat Bus Russ,
who has started a podcast called 90 for Chill, which Russ says is dedicated to movies with a runtime between 74 and 99 minutes, the time frame that I feel is ideal. Russ, I could not agree with you more. That is a fantastic idea. Russ goes on to say there are times you need a cinematic fix but don't have time for the latest Scorsese masterpiece or offering from a comic book universe. There's also times when you need a conclusion to prevent a binge costing you a whole night. My guests and I try to follow these guidelines as we chat up features that are definitely worth your time and are beyond easy to make time for. 90 for Chill, the podcast, can be found on all major podcast platforms at 90forchill.com, and that's spelling out 90, Ninety, 4 FOR, chill. So there you go. Thank you so much for sharing, Russ. Really great idea for a podcast. Events at ID10T.com for everyone else.
Hello there.
Hello, this is Cat Bus Russ. Thanks for checking out this episode of I Dig Crazy Flicks Presents 90 for Chill, the podcast. But before we get on to that, I'd just like to state that the Poetic Critic and I are going to be at Northwestern this weekend for B-Fest, the 24-hour B-movie marathon starting at 6 p.m. Friday, January 31st, concluding at 6 p.m. Saturday, February 1st. So if you see a guy with a bunch of buttons saying I dig crazy flicks, or perhaps we'll get to do something at the event, just hit me up. I'd love to chat with you. Things are looking up for the show, and I hope you enjoy this week's episode with Baking While Baked host Andrew Couchman TD. Thanks for checking out the podcast. Enjoy the show.
Salsa shark. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Throughout history, they have been a part of our American life. Men and women who have made it their mission to serve their fellow man. They've worked hard enough. Isn't it time they had their own movie? Clerks.
This job would be great if it wasn't for the customers.
I don't bother them and they don't bother me.
I could do without the people in the video store.
Do you have that one with that guy who was in that movie that was out last year?
You should hear the barrage of stupid questions I get.
What do you mean there's no ice? You mean I gotta drink this coffee hot?
You'd feel a hell of a lot better if you just rip into the occasional customer.
You're a clerk, paid to do a job. You can't just do anything you want while you're working.
Hey, you all think... No!
What kind of convenience store do you run here?
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bring the noise.
And welcome back to I Dig Crazy Flicks Presents 90 for Chill, the podcast. I am your host, Cat Bus Russ, and I think it's been a few months since CouchManBakes, the host of Baking While Baked. I guess we should address the elephant in the room on that one, since certain government decisions.
Well, as of 2 hours ago, since they started turning everything back on, Baking Will Bake will return here in another week or two. I went on a hiatus because I didn't know what was going on, if I was even going to have a show anymore. I'm still kind of working toward the future here, kind of figuring out what to do in case everything does go sideways. So, but as for now, there will be some new episodes coming soon-ish.
All right. Okay, yeah, it's funny how we can go and kill the livelihood of content creators, but insurance and student loan brokers can't touch that.
Yeah, no, can't do nothing with that.
All right, so and actually, I find it fun with everybody who's like jumping on Red Note, and it's like, and the story,
my black little heart,
the stories of the Chinese, like, oh gosh, our propaganda against you was right. I mean, yeah, they don't have the freedom to go and say, oh, you guys are doing something wrong over there. But
other than that,
yeah,
not doing too bad.
right. So, all right, enough politics because we're gonna be discussing a movie that's not very political. And what the heck happened there? I tried to. No, I mean, yes, I like the cats. Sorry, I watched this movie on my Blu-ray player, so I don't have that to reference point. Like, okay, better wrap this up. Since
Gotcha.
yeah, so I tried Pluto TV, which has this movie on for free.
Which
It
is how I
is
watched it this morning.
okay. There
But
you go.
but so many commercials.
Oh yeah, no, I do appreciate though that like unlike Tubi, now granted Tubi does a lot better, I think, placing their commercials and such.
Okay, yeah,
Um, they say, oh, this movie is an hour 28 minutes, and it's like at least Pluto tells you like, oh yeah, this is a we're a TV channel. Like a
yeah.
90-minute movie is going to take you 2 hours to get through. So so I do appreciate that. And let's see, come on. Uh, I mean, what was it like the trailer? I don't know. Okay. So all right, there's the evil logo. Not talking about the View Askew, which a little on the twisted title card.
Yeah, that the original View Askew featured Vulgar the Clown, which would make an appearance in Brian Johnson's movie
Johnson.
Vulgar a few years
Yes.
later. But yeah, so it's always kind of been the unofficial mascot of
I
View Askew.
I think it was until what's the only movie that I still can't connect to the View Askew universe, which was Jersey Girl. Well, cop out
Well,
obviously, but
a cop out, obviously. Yeah, Jersey Girl, to my knowledge, doesn't really have like the mentioning of another character or an event from another film like most
right.
of Kevin Smith's movies do.
Yeah,
It does take place in Jersey, obviously, but
right.
like I said, there's no mention of the mall or the Eden Premier Mall, or there's no mention of Julie Dwyer, or there's no mention of any other character.
Yeah,
You
Rick
know,
Darris somewhere
yeah,
and
yeah, it
oh,
would say yeah. Yeah, Rick
yeah.
Darris, the mall, and Julie Dwyer were kind of like the biggest through lines, especially for those first three movies that he did: Mallrats, Chasing Amy, and of course the film in question, Clerks.
Right.
Because like all of those get mentioned. Quick Stop gets mentioned here and there, which is the setting of this film.
Hmm.
Um,
And even
but
up to the 4:30 movie, watched it a
yeah,
couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it still has the quick stop is a major part. Well, is implied will be a major part of it, but that's his Fablemans, and not
yeah.
as not as not
And
as
he's even
subtle
he's
as
even said,
Spielberg.
sure. Well, I mean, Kevin Smith obviously was inspired to make this movie, having worked in the Quick Stop and RST video.
Hmm.
It was he got inspired by an article about Rodriguez making El Mariachi. Use what you have. He's like, well, I have a convenience store, so.
Yeah,
But
right.
so the fact that he was able to, but again, also intertwine all these events, and he even calls the Quick Stop like his cradle of civilization.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the wellspring for all things have happened for one Kevin Smith.
Hmm. Right, and yeah, I guess, and there's a lot of I mean, not issues. Well, I mean, it kind of gets addressed. Like, if it wasn't for filmmaking, it really lies out the question, which I think the question of the movie is, um, well, I mean, it's constantly reference like job dictates behavior, or your job being your identity, and it's not really a good place to be.
And also that thing that they address it from the point of view of early 20 something, but hell, I'm an early 40 something, and I still kind of question of what do I want to do with my life, what is comfortable, what is scary, what can I handle change. It's a very common human issue done in a funny and very very early '90s type of way point of
Mm,
view.
right.
Definitely,
And
definitely Slacker-esque in the mindset, and also inspiration from the film Slacker.
yeah, Richard Linklater is in the thank yous on this feature.
Yes.
And then the weird Harvey Weinstein, what was it, onion petals or
Yeah, I
no
mean,
order? Yeah.
I knew we would come to this eventually, and it is a shame that this is forever associated with Harvey Dumbass.
Mm.
But it, yes, unfortunately, we do have to thank him for bringing Kevin Smith to pop culture. I mean,
Well,
and even Kevin Smith is like said, "Look, I'm not comfortable with it. That is my past." But
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a big year for Miramax anyhow. This was bringing Tarantino out of
Oh
the
yeah, I would say they'd already had Pulp Fiction doing really well.
yeah. So
Um, Mir, you know, Robert Rodriguez was thinking deals with them to bring Desperado and whatnot to the screen and everything. It was Miramax was the place where these young up and coming edgy filmmakers from the indies could make movies that weren't necessarily getting made by the bigger studios at that time.
mhm.
So yeah, it's a shame that all these really good and cool movies from my youth and from that wonderful time of filmmaking have that stain of that fat, bloated piece of whatnot.
Yeah, and I'm still when it comes to him, I'm still amazed that it like really took us so long. Like there was a Asia Argenta's first movie she directed. Americans probably know her best as the hot chick from Triple X. Okay. Daughter of Dario Argenta, the king of Giallo, filmmaking in
Okay,
Italy. Uh,
okay.
yeah. She directed I think it was technically the first movie ever on all digital, back in 2000, 2001, called Scarlet Diva. And it's an
Okay, I have heard of that.
yeah, and it's an autobiographical in a well, in a sense. And there's the fat American chasing her down naked scene. It's like, okay, I know why it took me so long to find this movie because
Sure.
I mean, I was aware of it back in 2005. I think I saw it maybe 5 years later. So, um, but worth a watch, hard rock watch. I mean,
Sure.
yeah, not just because of that, just everything in it. Like,
Sure.
uh, I mean, I'm glad we didn't. She didn't address her daddy issues, right? And that's an entirely different story about that. If you watch a lot of his movies, like she was the kid the family member he wouldn't let die in a bunch of them, but things he would do to the characters.
Right.
Yeah, right. So, I'm trying to catch up now since the movie's finally playing. I think I had the Spanish going on. It's muted, of course.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, so we're to the point where we're just introduced. Well, the title card popped up, which Clerks the Animated Series says Frasier stole from them. Um,
Yes, which
uh,
I don't believe that's actually the case. I believe Fraser was on the air first.
First, I mean, it could have been showing, I guess, festivals in '93, I suppose, but uh,
Possible,
yeah,
possible.
right. So, and
But
and
but that
going,
just seems like oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say it seems like the kind of tongue-in-cheek thing that Smith and Co. would do.
oh yeah, with Clerks the Animated Series was strictly the tongue-in-cheek jokes, in all honesty.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't mind that. It was definitely a vast departure from the movie because
yeah,
they were trying to fit in the box of, well, we got to be View Askew, we got to be Clerks, but we also got to be a cartoon, we got to be network
and
TV.
yeah, yeah, and it was Disney money at the time.
Yeah, which is
Uh,
another just wonderful thing to think about.
right.
I'm waiting for Clerks the animated series to show up on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they're going to be on a rush on that one. And I think that's one that probably be better off licensed, take a David Zaslav approach to that, I suppose, since
I
like
I actually have the DVD set in my collection.
yeah,
Like
same here.
most of us Kevin Smith people do.
So, going appropriately, the Jay and Silent Bob thing popping up that goes back to that's first Kevin Smith I saw was Dogma in the theater, 99. And like, okay, so those weird guys jump in, and it's like, well, it's a religious farce. Okay, that makes sense to have stoners,
Yeah.
uh, prophets, I should say. And so then getting back to this, my sister was excited about Clerks the animated series. We hadn't even seen Clerks,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, so we she bought the disc once it came, the VHS tape back in that day. Once it came out, and we had a ball watching it, and then like, okay, we got to watch the movie, of course, and that's kind of where I think independent, like the narrative, dare I say, of independent, at least for my older sister, is like didn't quite hit with her. I mean, she liked the movie
Gotcha.
well enough, but and that person I'm talking about is the poetic critic, frequent guest on the show, and now that I think about that frequent guest stuff, it's like, oh well, I'm sorry. Like when I posted this out on Instagram, hey, looking for a guest for the 29th episode of January, and it's like, I'm just using as much space as I have that social media allows. Who am I going to try tagging? So I didn't mean to put any pressure on you. I just figured, well,
Oh, no, no. I've been
yeah,
I'm trying to think of something anyway, and sometimes I just get scatterbrained as far as all the things I'm trying to get accomplished. It's like, oh, tag, hey, I like that poster. Let's do this.
you're right. So that's why you also had Escape from New York and
Yeah.
on
Oh, yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I caught the familiar whiff of our previous topics and the ones that I love to run my mouth about. So, oh yeah,
right.
no, I triggered the trap, sir. Like, well done, well done.
Okay. All right. But thinking about that, since it's now I Dig Crazy Flicks, and obviously this is a Presents 90 for Chill episode, but it's kind of like, what we've done. Like, I think the Tombstone we'd still have to do a marathon for because that's not necessarily a crazy flick. I mean, the
Right.
craziest thing that
Yeah.
craziest thing that happens is the no.
I mean, yeah, the nose scene, obviously. I also just, and I kind of touched upon this when we did do the Tombstone thing. Kurt Russell's like over like chewing the scenery and overacting without overacting. Like
Yeah.
he was over the top, but it didn't feel forced. It felt logical to be over the top. So yeah, so his performance alone, mixed with the characteristics of Doc Holliday, makes it a crazy flick in my point of view. Is what I'm
Right.
going.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's it. That's the key thing is you got somebody with a Georgian accent,
Yeah,
who's way cooler than Wyatt Earp, just trying to love, being the straight guy essentially. It's
yeah,
calling
oh yeah.
things down. So
Like
that would be
yeah.
that would make Wyatt Earp the Joliet Jake, and uh Doc Holliday the Elwood.
Oh my gosh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. Now that's a crazy flick, obviously. Like,
Oh, obviously.
yeah, okay. So things to think about in the future where we don't have to watch three additional movies for. Just
Oh yeah, no
oh,
problem.
okay. So but so I'm at so I where we're at in the picture right now, we're getting the nail polish, so we're getting to a very important
Oh yes.
scene for Kevin. Kind of a trademark thing if you found his Funko Pop.
Oh
Um,
yeah. He loves this. He loves that number. It has
yes.
become a brand for him.
And you know what? The only athletes I really of note, I would say, would be Jimmy Johnson back from his
Oh
playing
wow.
days, and Deion Sanders. Otherwise, I can't think of any.
Even go. Remember. Yeah, not no noticeable 37s popping up for me.
Right. Uh, but catching up on my notes, like I do love the latent homosexuality joke later on in the film, where it's just Randall being a twat.
Yeah,
But the
that's
movie,
just my opinion.
yeah, the movie does start out with Dante falling out of the closet.
I have seen this movie that many times over that many years, and I never even like put that two in particular two and two together. Yes, I just figured, hey, I passed out in the closet like after a long night of work and booze
Hmm.
and talking to my ex girlfriend on the phone. I get it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's definitely going to play into the conversation, the ex-girlfriend element. Um,
Absolutely.
right. And
Well,
so
and even a line at near the end of the movie by the Randall character says, hey, territoriality. He was mine first.
yes, right, yeah. No, and I've had my friends who've done that for me as well.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. So, um, just to catch up on my notes, had you ever seen the Jay and Silent Bob Super Groovy cartoon movie?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I may have herbalized myself one
That's
time
the
and watched
best
that.
way to watch that one.
Well, that was a wakey moment, and yeah, that was how I started my day one Saturday, and whoo, what a way to start a Saturday.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not much not much to it. Just again, kind of lazier than the Clerks animated series, but you
Sure. Oh,
know,
well, yeah, absolutely.
at least we still had Eliza Dushku back, and you gotta appreciate Jay's end, no matter what you think about gay panic and such.
Oh, sure.
All right, so just thinking. So obviously we've had the cigarette scene, which I think that kind of plays in today. Honestly, not the
Oh, sure.
cigarette scene. Just that people so easy to outrage. Like if you're not
Well,
thinking.
yeah, because if you think about the time frame this movie was done in early '93, that's when they're going after the Marlboro Man and Joe Camel. They are cracking down on cigarette advertisements, so it's kind of the first time that big tobacco had been challenged like that.
Hmm.
And then eventually it would be dropped from sponsorship of NASCAR. The Winston Cup would be renamed.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, like this was kind of like that at the forefront of all the anti-cigarette propaganda, for lack of a better term, that we're
mm,
still getting today. So yeah,
right.
like this
Well,
this was something you would have seen 30 plus years ago. Is this type thing happening where people were buying cigarettes?
right. And I'm thinking like I think the entire point, to buying cigarettes was just the idea that we didn't like being told what to do. And
Sure.
I mean, it's still I bring it all that up more just of modern politics, if anything.
Yeah, sure.
It's um, like they say, we gotta, and it's mentioned during the later on when Dante comes to terms with being number 37.
Yeah.
Ostrich syndrome is a
Yes.
big thing right now. So,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
yeah, it's just interesting. Like, they say woke's a bad thing, and it's like, yeah, but you know what woke says. We're awake. We know there's bad things going on. And, we have half the country just wanting to stick their heads into the
Right.
dirt. And like, no, 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 not la 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 la. Like, no
I'm
take
not
back.
listening. La la
No,
la
no,
la.
no take backs. No, you can't double cross across. Sorry, another movie definitely qualifies for the podcast. Um, so yeah, I just find it like, man, things have not changed, sadly.
No.
I mean, and you know, yeah, yeah, just got it. But going through my notes, like I think this kind of I can't really think of single cam comedy, which is big on television. I'd say the last 20 years or so now, maybe only
Yeah.
15, but this obviously is single cam just because we couldn't afford, this is Kevin Smith's first
Right.
film. You don't exactly he's shooting
Made for
in a
27.
convenience, yeah,
Yeah, made for $27,000.
Yeah,
Maxed out credit cards, insurance payments, and
it's
selling
yeah,
comic books.
right. So it's just like you can't. So you can't shoot. But I mean, now everything is like, oh, why are we using multicam comedy is almost gone now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You say
So
very few of those are left.
yeah. So just a observation there that Kevin Smith may have inadvertently been the American entrance into that. Um, but not a bad thing. I mean, John Carpenter essentially does the same thing with action.
Exactly.
So, getting through my notes, there was an Indiegogo. It's long been deactivated, trying to reopen RST Video.
Yeah, I know that comes up a lot. I know
Yeah,
Kevin Smith. He almost. I don't think he even answers the question anymore because he was getting that a lot at his various public speaking events, Q&As that he does.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just like they try to do it. Kevin's tired of talking about it. Like,
right.
yeah,
Well, I mean, it's but then again, like Casa Bonita is a thing still, and it's all a losing effort, actually, financially for Stone and Parker, but.
yeah.
Um, But it's, I listen to a lot of podcasts, obviously. There's one called Screen Drafts, and they keep talking about how they like vidiots in LA. So it's like there's, you know, maybe not in Central Illinois, but definitely Chicago. There's a chance. Like
Oh,
I wanted to make basically a bar centered around, just rentals, of course. Get some private
oh yeah,
rooms, watch a movie, get
that'd be
shit,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
get shit faced, and then interesting dragging people out, but that's
yeah,
we just don't get that kind of excitement anymore.
right.
Yeah, so yeah, let's see. So we're about to the introduction of Randall, and it's like, oh, and this is like the first real customer. And I mean, I know you're in customer
Yeah,
service, and it's no different in person or over the phone, sadly. Like somebody
correct.
wanting, it's basically a capitalistic society says we do have a caste system, and
Right.
the customer is better than the person serving them, and they want to be treated
Which
that way.
which
Like,
I am too large, too grumpy, and too Midwestern to care. But yeah, I have worked at convenience stores. I have worked restaurants. I have worked customer service. I don't like people.
yeah. All right, that's the entire tagline of the movie. Just
Yeah,
because,
just because they serve you does not mean they like you.
yes. Um, it's like, oh, thank God. Like, I know I do it for my own health safety, still masking up, but oh, the things I'm mouthing under my mask.
Oh yeah,
It's
that was one of the benefits of when I did wear one of those because my face is very expressive, and it's really hard for me not to just look pissed off
oh,
constantly,
yeah,
even if I'm in a good mood. You can attest to this, having hung out with me. I still look like I want to punch a baby.
yeah. Well, they're so punchable. I mean, that's
Well, I mean, yeah, punchability of infants aside, it's just that like I said, my face is not one that says, "Hey, this is a friendly dude."
yeah, no, especially being a bigger fellow. Like I'm only
Yeah,
5.5 feet tall, so it's not in the right shoes. So it's I don't really have the
you're right.
intimidation, and I think little kids like, oh, he's one of us, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Meanwhile,
yeah,
yeah, I'm over here looking like Sasquatch's stunt double.
you're right. Hey, that's your tag, man.
Hey, no,
Um,
I wear it proudly. I'm just
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
I gotta look, and that's it.
yeah. So, kind of makes you think maybe a Harry and the Henderson reboot, just so
Hey,
people can, yeah.
I would gladly be the modern day Harry from Harry and Henderson.
No, no, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, yeah. I got my friends at the NOLA film scene. They got, it'd be a pay. You
It'd
don't
be
have that.
it,
You don't
it'd
have
be
that
it,
many.
it'd be a Sasquatch that would be sitting on the couch watching TV with a six pack and a bong.
Yeah. Well, the bong might be difficult. Like, that's like I was saying. Well, there's not a lot of permits and stuff to deal with in Louisiana. Um, that's the only
No,
that's the only advantage of red states is like you can't tell us what to do, except
exactly.
accept people. Um,
Yeah, except you treat people with basic human decency.
right. So that's but hey, I got some guys that go some director.
Hey,
I'm a, we capture a Sasquatch in the bayou. Oh, you'd be Skunky. There you go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That seems like a very appropriate nickname I could adapt to.
And yeah,
That'd be
no,
cool.
somebody takes you in and shaves you, and there, boom. They got a.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that'd be a 90-minute. They're more short film actors right now,
Oh,
waiting for
sure,
that,
sure.
waiting for that breakout. So, all right, let's see. So, but yeah, it's just like all these. Okay, now I'm kind of lost because it's Spanish subtitles. Like,
Ah,
okay, no, they're just talking about Brad Michelson and
yes.
which that's pretty much I think the only thing that well I guess the no no I mean it's not just it doesn't feel very inclusive like I don't know what you saw in that
Well,
chick that chick she broke your
yeah,
heart and drove men to deviant lifestyles and
yeah, and then of course that character also makes later comments about trying to self fillet,
yeah
all hermaphroditic porn,
yes yeah
claiming
like
territoriality on a person.
right I don't blame the third. I don't really have a problem with the third one for so much of it. Just again, how
It's just that when you pair it with the other one.
right, yeah. And I don't know. That was just the like. I don't think things like that was just growing up. And then it's basically I don't fault Smith for those things, just because he was
He grew
20.
up in Jersey in the '80s. Yeah,
Well,
like
grew up
when
in
you
Jersey.
yeah
Oh gosh, yeah, but 22, essentially when he directed this movie.
yeah
Um, and it's like, yeah, I didn't understand things fully, and I'm still learning, new things and new things. Like, and there's just people who, again, don't want to be told what to do, and then it's like,
yeah.
I brought up the when I went to the Winter Classic, and I brought up, well, I just don't like wearing the Blackhawks logo, and like, my brother, it's not racist. It's like, dude, if they show a video explaining why oh, the culture behind the symbol, it's like it's a little if you got to explain it, it's a little it's insensitive to say the very least.
It. I mean, yeah, that's just the best way to put it. Like,
Yeah.
I personally don't have a problem with it because you do see lots of representation of the Black Hawk tribe in with the team, obviously. So I'm like, look, obviously, I
Just
I
saying
think
their pregame drummer their pregame drummers only wore the Tomahawk C. That's
okay. Yeah, you got me on that one.
yeah. All right, but again, we just further understand it's like, and Blackhawks honestly is again a name that respects a tribe. But then again, the Florida State Seminoles, but they're quick not to like I don't know. It's especially in
Yeah,
Champaign. It's like kids today wear the Chief, and it's like, dude, you realize you should have got over like you weren't alive. Half you kids weren't alive when we finally got rid of them.
yeah.
It's just like, oh, this is my idea, just trying to identify. Same thing with the Confederate flag. It's like, well, no, it's I came from the South. I can do this. It's like, no, no.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I guess that's the biggest, issue is just that with Kevin Smith is he's growing up and he's more aware, he's like us, he gets further aware of things. And like Chasing Amy is still going to be my favorite Kevin Smith movie. And it's like, because I grew up with those kind of weird ideas dealing with people like that, just trying to figure out, like, oh, how am I going to understand this? And acknowledging I'm a dumbass in, trying to figure that out. So, yeah, like, I mean, so many people, even then, like, of my queer friends, at that time it's like, yeah, no, Chasing Amy, go, good start. And then it's like, oh, no, 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 no,
Right,
no, no,
right.
don't. No, we don't need Jason Lee saying all she really need, everybody just needs a good serious dickin. um
Yeah, and Kevin Smith is always, it's funny. He always seems to have movies go up against GLAAD and this, that, and the other, but he is the most inclusive dude when you listen to him speak one on one.
mhm.
His brother's a homosexual. He did the officiating of his brother's wedding, for crying out loud. Like,
Yeah,
it's just funny because he just, because of his scripts and the way that characters portray them and this, that, and the other, it does kind of like paint a negative picture when it comes to his views and how, especially in this movie in particular, I think this
mhm.
one might be the most egregious.
uh I don't know, Jay and Silent Bob Strike. Well, I don't know, there's even bits like that, just because, wink at the camera, like, yeah, that you know
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true. I mean,
Uh,
yeah.
So, all right. So I do think that every business needs to have a cat just wandering around.
I mean, I'll check local listings, but definitely around here, I know quite a few stores you can walk into and hey, cat, what's up, buddy?
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
as an animal person, that definitely doesn't bother me. Now, I will
Mm,
admit, if I do happen to find one of the few places that has a dog running around, I'm a dog guy, but
yeah.
hey, cats are awesome too.
Right. Well, cats are low maintenance. Like, you know.
Well,
Uh,
mine's defective. My Shih Tzu puppy's caught more mice around here than my cat has.
well, they they only work when they have to. Like,
No,
that's not a
this one's on permanent strike.
yeah. That's that's not a defect. That's just like, well, this guy. I thought you brought this guy in to do the job. Cool. Um, but yeah, so but yeah, it is funny the entire in Clerks 3 they show the shoot like they try to recreate the shooting of that scene with the cat
Yes.
and like you can hear the and we have poop like uh so it's let's see, so gotta catch up like right now they're talking about the Star Empire or Jedi and I don't
Yes.
know.
The
It's one of those like, yes, Empire is the better movie, but it's kind of like as a Star Wars fan, I think you're supposed to say Jedi or
Right. I think it's only got acceptable probably in the last 15 or so years to actually say Empire and mean it.
yeah,
Because I mean, yeah, Jedi obviously has the more satisfying ending, which is kind of taking all the air out of Dante's argument.
right,
Because that the Empire was the better movie because it ended on a down note, which it totally does. It's supposed
yeah,
to.
yeah,
Like the title of this movie basically says like, hey, the bad guys are going to
it's
kind of do some stuff here in this one, okay?
right, yeah.
Like this is
You
the
know,
bad guy movie.
right, and Jedi, that's my biggest problem with the trilogy idea now is like thank God John Wick went to like no, no, we're
Everybody say John Wick just say, hey, you want to see some really cool shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Ta-da!
Right, and that's why we got a fourth movie when it's like, oh no, like everybody was kind of
And
worried, like chapter
yeah,
three.
and a spinoff coming out now, and oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh no, I can't wait for the fire hose versus flamethrower fight. Um, but I'm just saying the entire point is like you do trilogies, and it's like no, you can't keep things going,
Yeah,
open or like it was like I'm a big Last Jedi fan, and it's kind of like, and then but I leave the theater. It's like you can't conclude this sequel
right.
series with one movie, and they couldn't.
And yeah, I mean, well, they
Yeah,
they did, just not well.
you're right.
Um,
Yeah, so I guess that, and then you look at Smith, like he never really like everything is just for fun, essentially. Like,
yeah, like these movies, like we've talked about how, especially his first five movies, especially all interconnected, callbacks to
mhm.
various things taking place, in, characters being mentioned in more than one film, events taking place in multiple films. But he does it in such a way that you don't have to see those other ones for any of it to make sense.
Yeah,
Like
right.
they'll mention Allison Jones in this movie,
Mm,
but you don't need to know that she was mentioned in this movie when we get to her two movies from now.
right. And that was a good scene in Chasing Amy where they break down and realize, oh, Affleck and Adams, oh, we grew up just a town apart,
Yeah,
and pretty much sum up the
yeah,
first two
exactly. Yeah,
movies
big
because
thing
of
in
it.
like yes, big thing in Jersey. What exit are you from? That's how they all
Right.
identify each other. Yeah,
Yeah. So, um, but the point of the matter is the even after Clerks 3, which I think it's a good conclusion to the trilogy. It's kind of, and they did the essentially did the Deadpool and Wolverine before DP and W of like playing an homage to why they got, how everything
sure.
got done. So, and yeah, then of
which
course,
which was weird because which was also kind of weird because we kind of got that in another Kevin Smith movie. If
mhm.
you watch Zach and Miri make a porno, it's basically another type of another cast of very similar characters making a
Yeah,
movie where they were
right. It,
obviously similar or not.
right. And it is funny in a sense that Justin Long's character in Zack and Miri is the connection to View Askew universe when you get to Jay and Silent
Right.
Bob reboot. They don't mention the
Yeah.
lawyer by name, but we know I
Yeah.
can't remember his character's name from Zack and
Randy
Miri.
Saint
Yes,
Randy Saint
Saint.
Randy,
You're right. Uh, I mean
which
how
be
he sells
a very 90s name for
right.
a gentleman with that occupation.
Yeah. It's honestly like he did a great job of selling it. Like, um,
Oh,
as they say it,
Justin Long is a very underrated actor because he
yeah,
can do scary, he can do weird, he can do
right.
nerdy. He's
Well,
very good.
what I was saying is Randy could at least sell you on like, and it gets later discussed. I don't care.
Sure.
Rosie O'Donnell has a sex tape. I'm gonna watch it. I don't. And that's like how he's describing these movies. Like,
I
well,
mean,
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he's
and
not wrong.
it's
Like
yeah,
anytime you hear even the weirdest celebrities, like nude pictures or leaked footage or this, that, or the other, it always gets a lot of views, even if it's not someone that you would particularly typically think like, yeah, I want to see them naked.
right.
But
I'm
once you
just
know that you can, it's like, well,
yeah.
I gotta do it.
Yeah. Well, once the Randy character, says, starts looking at like the titles and how that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not into gay porn, but I mean, I got to see what he's talking about, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying about the selling of it. Um, and now we're thinking about movies that have not aged well. I think Zack and Miri might
No,
conquer this one, but that's part of the fun, I think, though, too. Like,
sure.
I
Well,
think that's the thing about Kevin Smith is like, all right, I don't really care how it's going to age. Like, it's
yeah,
one of
because a
those.
lot of his movies, yeah, they age more like dairy products than alcohol products.
Mm, mm,
But the it's funny because even like the language might not age well, but the stories themselves do.
Yeah,
Like, you're always going to have people struggling with to find their identity, or struggling to make a difficult change.
right.
Things that are very big in Kevin Smith movies.
Yeah, and that I mean that's the entire point of eventually becomes the entire point of Clerks is Dante just has to accept that you have to go and shit or get off the pot.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Randall's telling him that. Randall just is comfortable in where he's at, and then by the time you get to Clerks 2, it's like, well,
yeah,
Randall's still comfortable in that, and he just wants his best buddy
yeah,
with him along the way, and Dante needs that. It's kind of it is kind of fun around the turn of the aughts to the teens that we got a lot of these.
yeah.
Dude, you guys love each other, like super bad. Like honestly, I think that
Yes.
if you want latent homosexuality, I think it's that one.
Oh,
But
yeah. I mean, yeah, we were in a place at that time where we could talk about dudes loving each other in a non-weird way, to use their own vernacular. But at the same time, we still got to make jokes about it, because if we don't make jokes about it, then you don't know we're joking about it.
yeah, that's true. It's um very much like. Well, I don't know. It's like I think it was Sylvester Stallone who said, "If I was stuck on a desert island with one person, it's going to be a guy instead of a girl. At least you can talk about stuff." So,
Or not talk about stuff.
it's true too. Like, so, and then it goes back to like Family Guy. Like, well, Stallone would probably pick Schwarzenegger, and then neither of them are going to understand each other anyhow. So, with
It's very true. Yes,
yes, all right.
that classic
So
trope.
now Walt does a lot of work in this movie. I just saw the oh no,
Yes, Walt
we
Flanagan. Walt Flanagan, longtime friend of Kevin Smith. He has four credited roles in this movie.
yes. I just
He
saw
is
him.
he is the Go ahead.
I just saw him do the guidance counselor, and it's like, geesh, yeah,
Yes,
guidance
the Eggman slash
counselors.
guidance counselor.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I really
he's
stop and think about all my guidance counselor experiences, and it's like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like
I
that makes, like, he was onto something when he wrote that scene. He also
mm,
was part of the smoking mob from the beginning of the movie.
yeah,
He will play a character that wears round glasses and is highly offended by
I
the
do.
topics of conversation here in just a few minutes. And then
Mm,
he'll play a guy that ask about the cat, the aforementioned cat in the
right.
store.
Yeah, what's the name of the cat?
But yeah,
Annoying customer.
annoying customer.
Yes. Um, and but it's just that's a scene where and that's I don't know. I'm gonna say like I kind of wanted to work in retail to a sense. Like I was hoping for a GameStop or a Babbage's. That's how far back. Oh shoot, it was electronic boutique before it ever was GameStop. But or a video store, a movie theater. Just
Right.
my But I would say Clerk's kind of like, yeah, no, I could see myself in a convenience store. And I did that. I
Sadly,
did
yes.
that. Yeah, and I did that for 6 years. And but at least for me, I had the wrestling career and then, trying to figure out how to become a screenwriter. Like I was definitely that was never going to be the final stop. And even now with my customer service career, um I get a little pressure. It's like you're leaving town again at the end of the month, and it's like, yeah, B Fest, and it's like, well, here, and I got all the HR problems with that. It's like that's because you use a corporate makes the schedules, but like and not look forward to the point like, oh, um, but hey, thankfully Illinois doesn't make you work 7 days straight, so
There
um.
you go.
Yeah. Well, I was just say that's the problem. It's like, well, the schedule did this and we can't change that, so you're gonna have to use PTO to take a day off. And it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, I don't, I don't have a wife, I don't have kids, I don't see the point of, necessarily going into management, what have you, and great, this will be the episode they listen to. Um,
Right, right,
you
right.
know, like I know I'm trying to promote I Dig Crazy Flicks, which hopefully B-Fest will let me sponsor a movie, and I haven't heard back from them since my last inquiry, but hopefully I could do Dead Hooker in a trunk, but that's the
Oh, hey,
dream
there
right
you go.
now. Yeah. Saska Twins, 2009, just a Canadian,
Ah, yes.
yes, Canadian horror comedy. And fun stories about that, like they're digging a hole in a park and then a ranger comes by. Oh, what are you doing, eh? We're shooting a movie. Okay, just put that dirt back where you found it when you're done. Like, oh, the politeness, you know. It makes you, well, besides her being cold as all hell and there's better places to shoot, you know, Minnesota should have, well, I guess there was a moment where Minnesota looked like it was going to be a movie place. Um,
I would say,
I
yeah.
mean, Mallrats.
I would say exactly. Mallrats was filmed
Yeah.
there. Fargo was filmed there.
Yeah. So, uh, just nice to work with polite people, I guess.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, righty. Just going again through the notes, like, oh, video store customers, like they're
Uh,
that's not like that's like, oh, jeez, same thing. Like again, you get
I've
it.
when I was younger, and this is still partially true to this day, my two dream jobs were either working and running a comic book store or a video store, mom and pop video store. And part of my personality and part of that mindset was made by the Randall character. I encountered him far too young, and it was impressionable on me. And yes, by far too
Uh,
young, I mean like 13.
yeah, no, it was probably 20, 21, but it's like I see that and it's um no, just more of the customers like you're supposed to be
Oh,
an
sure.
expert. You're supposed to be an expert. Like
Yeah.
it's like no, I really don't care about what you're what you're dealing with.
It's like I do have a customer service job, as we mentioned. I had a customer just the other day asking very technical questions. That is not my job.
No.
And I said, I'm like, well, and I was getting a little frustrated because I was trying to explain to him I didn't know how to answer those questions. And
Mm.
then finally, I looked and I'm like, well, there's one small flaw in your line of questioning, sir. And he goes, oh, what's that? I'm like, you're asking technical questions to a receptionist.
Yeah.
And he looked at me like I had a phallic item growing out of my forehead. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, you get that like why like you get to like I'm at checking you out at a place as a checkout as a clerk, not not
Yes.
not creepy or too creepy. It's like once you get through the threshold to the registers, there should be a sign saying "Abandon all hope, ye
Yeah.
who pass." We're not supposed. That's not our. If
Like,
we
yeah,
knew what we
we're
were
not we're not
doing,
therapists. We're not therapists. We don't care about
yeah,
whatever you're going to talk about. Like, look, just give us
like I
money, and you can take these items out the door. That's
right,
all. That's all we're here for.
yeah. Questions are not something I can help you with,
Yeah.
and no, but they insist. It's just oh, so I guess just a little detail I liked about this is just the weird things they had to go and block out. Um,
Yeah.
like, oh, we can talk about Gatorade. We don't see any Gatorade, but
Right.
then like, oh, we gotta cover up the Hostess logo, but the Entenmann's is
Yes.
still
Dave's
there.
pie. But yet we also have a character running around in a giant Pittsburgh Penguins and blaze logo emblazoned hockey jersey.
Oh, and other guys and Devils and uh,
Yes, Devils hats and jerseys as well. Yeah.
yeah, right. So, and then
You know,
it's like a
and every time they did a scene in front of the magazine card,
yeah,
People magazine, this, that, and the other. Oh yeah.
yeah, and they
So
didn't. Yeah, and once you have the climactic fight, which is
amongst the piles of candy.
yeah, Which is, I will say that might be one of the most accurate brawls ever on cinema because unless you train in how to fight, nobody knows how to do it.
It's uncoordinated ugliness, and yeah, you just end up throwing snack food at each other.
Right. Yeah. It's like maybe you'll take somebody to the ground, but you don't know.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
okay, now I'm just gonna sit on top of you because I don't know
Don't
what
know
to
how to.
do.
Yeah. So, but thinking about the Gatorade portion of it, though, it's like Gatorade in 1993, I think we only still had the four
I mean, as a
colors.
person of my sister, that
I'm sorry?
the glass bottles, yeah,
Yeah. But
they
as
were
I
still in the
say,
glass bottle at that time.
yeah. And as I'm saying, it's like,
And
I
yeah, they
think,
had like three flavors, and one of them was yellow.
yeah,
Yeah,
yellow, orange, punch, and grape. And it wasn't too long
yeah,
afterwards that, oh, it's just give me the one that looks like water.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a power. I think once Powerade came along in all sport, if
Well,
we,
yeah, and it's funny because there's always there's been a deal with Michael Jordan Gatorade going back before it expanded from the four flavors in the glass bottles and stuff. It's been, the logo has been on coolers in the NFL since the 80s. Like Gatorade should not have been as janky of a company as it was as long
Mhm.
as it was.
Right. Yeah, that's as I say, if it wasn't for Powerade and All Sport, like I think it was All Sport, the like Pepsi's
Yeah,
initial because I think
yeah,
Pepsi owns Gatorade now.
yeah.
But and I'm kind of disappointed when I was in England. I've never gotten around to try Lucozade, which shows up in a bunch of movies over there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so um let's see. Okay, so we're about to play the hockey game on the roof. So meaning I'm
Oh,
caught, which the lesson is always take the ladder up with you.
oh yeah. As a kid of the '90s who loved hockey, this was one of the things that really like had me gravitate to the movie before, when I was, then when I would watch this movie as a 16, 17-year-old, like I was getting some more of the pathos. And then as a young adult, now a middle-aged man, I definitely identify with this movie a lot more than I did back then. But
Mhm.
hockey was the initial gateway.
Yeah. All right. The music video they did for this theme from
Yes.
Clerks. Yeah.
Yes.
Which it almost disappointed that they did it in color, but
Yeah.
so or they could have done some I gotta rewatch the video like maybe if they did the Wizard of Oz type effects.
Oh yeah, there you go. We're like, yeah, we do like all the
Some,
conversating in color, but when we go to the roof, we're in black and white hockey.
or yeah, I was thinking the other way around, but
Oh yeah,
there,
that too.
yeah, yeah. So let's see, but yeah, I mean, it does make you wonder why nobody wants anybody to have fun. Like, the guy who's like, it says, hey, you know, give us
Wait
20
till the
minutes, yeah,
to do
and
this period of hockey.
and
Your
yeah,
cigarettes will wait.
right, like it's it's yeah, it's just like, come on, it's like we should be, people should applaud this more, just closing things down, like let people be people. Not not
We
not
will
slip.
eventually play a little hockey. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
like I would love, like I see buildings, I see space, like we could put a wrestling ring there, and I know that's a big insurance issue, but just let the guys work around, and I think that draw people into your business.
Sure.
So, I mean, yeah, no, that's
Oh
too
yeah.
much that's too much inside baseball, but they say inside baseball, and it's kind of like I kind of love the fact when customers have to inadvertently listen in to real conversations
Yeah.
employees are having with each other. Like my
Oh,
sis
and this movie doesn't shy away from the fact that that is how we talk, folks. Like that, like, oh, the things I say about out customers when they're not in the store. Come on,
Well, I'm just saying, not just that. We're talking.
just
I'm
vile,
going
foul thing.
right. I'm going to the conversation where Randall wants to borrow Dante's car, and there is no better feeling
Yes.
when you spend so much time in little video stores like I did in my hometown, and then you walk into a Blockbuster, like
Oh
actions are
yeah.
appropriate, like um, and then but it's like the conversation they're having, job dictates behavior, and we're just ignoring the customer until the customer becomes the annoyance.
Yeah.
And like that happens like all the time. Like me and my little sister worked at a convenience store at the same time together, and we're cussing each other out during shift change. It's like, and the customer might be staring at us like siblings. Oh, okay. um, so I kind of I I love that element. It's like no, we can't again. I think more people should see this movie just so people know it's like these guys are people. Come on, please
Yeah.
identify them
Exactly.
as people. And we don't I mean there was plenty. I don't know. I can't say there were a lot of clerk knockoffs. I mean, some would say this is derivative of Slacker. I have not watched Slacker. But
Right. Same.
yeah, but it's like,
I mean,
you know, I
not a
think it came.
direct.
I think it came more of after Mallrats' video success that like,
Yeah.
oh, we got to go. There's a market for this. We're not going to make our money in the theater, but
Right.
um, kind of like how everything was a Pulp Fiction knockoff, essentially.
Right.
Like
I mean,
I like
we definitely
Suicide
got
Kings,
probably
but it's like, yeah,
we definitely got like maybe tonal knockoffs, I guess. And in the '90s, characters were more cynical.
yeah,
Definitely buddy stoner comedies would definitely be a thing throughout the next
right.
decade. So
Mhm.
not direct knockoffs of Clerk, but definitely tonal knockoffs.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess you'd say the same thing with the Pulp Fiction stuff, like To Live and
Right, right,
Die
right.
Die in Denver, or not? No, it's To Live and Die in L.A. or
Yeah,
what to do when in Denver when you're dead. And I mean,
right. Yeah, yeah.
I like Suicide Kings, but it's not a good. I wouldn't say it's a good movie. Um,
Well,
yeah, yeah. Like I don't know. It really and then when you really look back, for somebody who's like, oh yeah, no, Bill Hicks like versus Dennis Leary,
yeah,
and it's like one guy just happened to look prettier, essentially,
yeah.
which
Essentially,
which was Dane Cook and Louis C.K. But who cares about either of those guys? So
no. Both those guys can go. Yeah,
yeah,
no.
right. Um, so let's see. We've gone through the hockey game, and I did catch something. There's no way Dante should have been fined the $500 for selling cigarettes to a 4-year-old.
No.
Like the logic doesn't line up when you look at the
Right.
time. Like the game happened at 2, the
Yeah.
cigarettes were sold before the game. So
There are quite a few, like if you go back, I noticed that this morning when I watched the movie. There are quite a few time errors where they'll say something happened at this time
yeah.
now, but now we're saying it happened like an hour and a half later or before. So
Hmm.
yeah, there's definitely time gaps.
Yes. Um but this movie also explores just the concept of, I mean, this isn't a small town or any, well, I mean
Smallish.
yeah, no, it's like me growing up in Morton, Illinois, 10 miles out of Peoria,
Right.
compared to living in Champaign-Urbana, and where Champaign-Urbana, everybody comes 20 miles away, or
Right.
10 miles away to get in the town, while, in Peoria, like, oh, you're in the next town, blink and you're in the next town, essentially. Like
Right.
the
Right.
like true suburbia, not these not these people who think driving 20 minutes is a task. Um,
Right. Because yeah, I have to drive about 20 minutes to get in the Champaign from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it is because yeah, I used to have to drive 30, 40 minutes to get to a Walmart
Yeah.
back in the day. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's like, I just hearing I drove all this. You didn't drive anything.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a 317 area code? You didn't drive far enough to complain.
Right, exactly.
Um, so that's like, yeah, I'm a little, I'll 618. I'm a little sympathetic, but not that. Oh, so, geez, this is the one you don't want your bosses to hear.
No.
Because honestly, I think I did quote the tagline from Clerks during an interview I thought I had in the bag. Like, no, I can definitely separate myself from personal with the customers. Like, I love helping people. That's why I want to do this job. But, I acknowledge the customer is the customer, and I'm not necessarily going,
No,
and yeah,
I have told all my coworkers this. There's a line in this movie. I quote it quite often at work. This job would be great
so
if it wasn't for all the damn customers.
well, thank you for keeping it PG-13 with that one.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, um, so that's just getting peripheral. Like they're I think they're about to go to the wake, and that was what I was getting at. It's kind of like this isn't small town necessarily. Like you're like Asbury Park's a big city, I think, in the area.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got Leonardo, Red Bank. Yeah, I mean, I don't know all. I mean, you got to give Kevin Smith credit. It's like I kind of want to go to Jersey because of his movies.
One of my best friends lives in Jersey, and every time I go there, I'll be like, "So how far is Red Bank from here?"
Mm,
Like, he's like, "You want to go so you can go to a comic book store and a convenience store, don't you?" I'm like, "Yes,
yes,
and yes."
yeah. So, like, I'm just saying, Bruce Springsteen never brought people to Jersey. I mean, I think it was
Not like this.
yeah, I think it was the comedian Tim Wilson. Rest in peace. Uncle
Yes,
BS, where were you? 11:30 p.m. December 24th, 1 AD,
1 hour
well,
BC.
BC.
Ah,
Uh,
yeah. Desk attendant, North Star Motor Lodge, Bethlehem.
and sometimes I get that vibe, especially if my trivia group, them, and it's like they ask and like, oh no, I got a story, and it's like that happened.
Mm.
It's like sometimes I feel like, am I Uncle BS? I mean, yes, all this stuff happened, and it's like they say, oh, you got to write a
I,
book, and it's like I'm not that there's no
I think that's
interest
why
in
you like.
me.
I think that's why you like when I come to trivia because I also have the goofy stories, and it makes yours seem more believable.
Yeah, yeah, perhaps. Oh, so but what I was getting at was Tim Wilson said, no, Bruce Springsteen hated New Jersey. Every song is about getting the hell out
How
of New
bad it sucks.
Jersey. Yeah.
Yes.
So, let's see. Uh, now in passing, I have seen, Willem the Man-Child is how he's listed in that,
Yeah.
and it does make me wonder, which Willem do you prefer? Scott
Well,
Mosier or Ethan Suplee?
I definitely kind of lean toward the Mosier version because Mosier created the character as he did this short film Will and Black all the way up at the Toronto Film School where he met Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And then he portrayed this character before, even though chronologically in the films we do meet Ethan Suplee's character before we meet the Scotty Mosier version.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like both versions. Like this Will Black for this movie fits that he
Right.
this is the version we need for this movie. The Will Black we get in Mallrats is the version of that character we need for that movie.
Mm.
Kevin Smith himself even says it's like the Willems of two world thing. So it's
Yeah.
like however you have these two versions of this character. They both work. Which one do you like better?
Well,
You're not wrong either way.
keep in mind, Mallrats is part of the MCU, or it exists in the MCU.
Yeah, but I say, yeah, if Mallrats and Kevin Smith movies exist in the MCU, that means all of them exist.
Hmm.
So not just Mallrats. So yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, somewhere what we're saying is Hawkeye and Captain America, Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, they're sitting around going, so wait, which Will and Black do you prefer? They're
Yeah.
having this same conversation
Uh,
while they're getting in a Quinjet.
okay. Yeah. And no, why haven't we gotten the Kevin Smith comic book movie now? Like, now that I think about it, like, I mean, I'm looking forward to Captain America: Brave New World. I mean,
Oh, I am so like I've already told the amount of times my wife has had to put up with watching a comic book movie on or around Valentine's Day is a little ridiculous. Like Deadpool, the first one was done
yeah.
around, it was done for Valentine's. Like there's been a lot of comic book movies that come out around Valentine's Day,
Hmm.
and my poor wife will go watch them because that's just what we do.
All right. So, yeah, but no, I did the first podcast of the year was me talking to my older sister about my dad who doesn't watch any of the comic book movies. May have just because mom has them on TNT or what have you.
Oh, sure, yeah, you
You
can't have
know,
the TV on in the background without a comic book movie being on at
yeah.
some point.
It's that or Fox News here, but uh
Comic book movie is a safer alternative.
yeah, yeah. So there you go. Don't let the MCU die. Because there's so many of Film Sky now, since I'm on Blue Sky at Cat Bless Russ. But just saying like, oh, it's like now can we go and kill the MCU? It's like I don't know. I think maybe
No,
it just well, I'm thinking maybe it could have used 10 years off. Like,
I mean it definitely like I get why the Disney Plus series exists. I also would
yeah,
be okay if we didn't have so many of them coming out as fast as they do.
right. No, you should do like one series a year, kind of like I got
Yeah, if you're
conditioned like
if you want to do 2 or 3 movies, which I do think 2 or 3 movies is a fine release schedule for MCU movies a year. If you want to do that, and you want to do like one maybe two, if you have one come out in say April and it
and
runs for
the
6 weeks, 6 7 weeks, that's great. And then by the time do the other one in October,
right.
don't have
Yeah.
a in July.
Yeah, I don't understand the oversaturation. It's like Samuel L. Jackson does not age. So,
Yeah, you say yes, he's like 80. He doesn't age.
mm,
I'm sure you have everything of him scanned and saved like you did with James Earl Jones for Darth
Jones, yeah.
Vader.
Yeah,
I'm sure you have your AI version of Sam Jackson ready to go. It's okay. Let him breathe. Let him take some time off.
right. Oh, okay. So let's see where so we Oh, okay. Getting back to the small town stuff. Um it's one of those like I took a old high school acquaintance. I don't he was a wrestling teammate. We may have been friendly at some point, but I'm not, he was drunk, needed a ride home one night, and then
Oh yeah,
wait, why weren't you at Drew's funeral? And it's like because I really didn't know Drew at all. Didn't have any positive interactions with the guy. But
right.
it's like as Randall said, I'm not gonna miss that. Maybe I'm bereaved when we find out about oh shoot, I can't remember her name. That
Julie Dwyer.
Julie Dwyer, yeah. Number six.
Yes, no, on the illustrious 12. Yes.
Yeah. And not to sound like a twat, but we do keep track. I mean, as
Yeah,
men.
in
Yeah.
one way or another.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I mean, that was a great bit on Game of Thrones the last season when Arya says, "Have you been with anybody?" It's not like I keep track. Yes, you do. Um, yeah, it's just that weird vibe that like, oh, it's an obligation to the town. Like
Yeah,
there was a kid who passed away in high school, and then it's like me trying to understand tributes and such. Like, and then the Morton football team won the playoff round and dedicated to him.
yeah,
It's like that guy could care less about frickin' football.
right.
I mean, and again, me, I was way too. Well, you get picked on, you get bullied in a town where if you don't have an old German name, I suppose, you get cynical a lot
Oh yeah,
faster. Like, when I left Vegas, New Orleans, it's like, well, I mean, this isn't exactly, you know, a great, a ideal city, but I do kind of like the bigger crowds and everything a lot better, uh, dare I say, being like just a face in the crowd compared to, oh, people expect something of me. Like when you live in a small town, it's like, oh, you're part of the community. It's like, no, I kind of like the people living on top of each other where there's no time to take that into account. And the funeral scene is kind of like, oh, well, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's like, oh, we gotta go. Like, does it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Running, yeah, yeah. Running out of a funeral home, knocking a body out of a casket, and if you've seen the animated,
yes, yeah.
deleted scene, if you will, yeah, just sketchiness abounds.
Right. But, personally, if I don't see myself having a big funeral, or I think funerals are important because, people want to want to try to get some closure and such. But
It's funny in my
I would,
family. In my family, funerals are more of like the official aspect of it that
mm,
satisfy like the three old people
yeah. Oh, no, I get that.
in my family. The real funeral happens afterwards, where we end up out at the farm. We light something on fire and consume copious amounts of alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, no,
That's our funeral.
I never like when we got to Buffalo for my great grandparents, their funerals. It was like, yeah, mom and dad pretty much, we're just gonna go to the reception. And I get that. And the only reason I think funerals are kind of important because I had my best friend, who I dedicate every podcast to, passed away at 22. So it's like, yeah, I would have really appreciated that that, there would have been
Yeah.
a funeral, instead of, yeah, no, we're not going to take that time. It's like everybody's got minimal life insurance somewhere. You can I mean
Right.
that, so but no, I think the excitement at a funeral though should be part of it. I mean, I don't know, yeah, knocking a body out of the casket, or I don't know, bring some puppets, I guess. Yeah, no,
Right. Right.
Bring me Statford and Waldar. That's what I want at my funeral.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I've told everybody for my funeral we're doing a Viking funeral. So practice your bow and arrow skills, and
Hmm.
make sure you got plenty of flammable materials.
Yeah, and as long as you got a body of water to do
I
it
gotta
over,
go
because
now. The problem is I gotta go to like I gotta go to like one of the three states in this country where that's legal to do.
uh, yeah, well, as I say, especially in if you don't have any lakes around, you're kind of shagged there. You don't want people missing their arrows. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
right. So, um,
That's why I say like well practiced archery before we start throwing flaming arrows at me.
right. Yep. So, well, that's something I got to work on then. Get to. Well, I don't know. It's weird when you're talking about friends because it's like you don't want to be the you don't actually want the skill set. You kind of want to skip out before them unless you're a real twat.
You said he's going to outlive us all just out of pure spite.
Right. Yeah. It's like,
So, you know,
yeah. I mean, there's no responsibility for the dead. I guess is what I'm saying there.
right. Right. Well, yeah, that, that's my friend group that wakes up every morning. It's like, crap, I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. No. Usually it's more of a going to bed type thing for me. It's like I gotta wake up and do this again. Yeah. Wake up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, every morning, every night, it's like, yep, can't wait to do all this shit again tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, so Randall has arrived at the store, and this brings us up to Caitlin Bree. And I think
Yes.
we all have a Caitlin Bree. They, I don't think it's
Yeah.
some,
The girl the girl that keeps getting back into your life that does not need to be in your life. We all have one.
yeah.
Uh,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think I'm over, like, that's the thing. The people in your life, you gotta tell, no, 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 I'm over it and everything. And I think a lot of,
Sure.
it's just it's not getting over it. Well, I would imagine at 22, yes, it is about getting over it. But
Sure. Sure. Sure.
now it's more like, no, that's just a reference point for me. Like,
Yeah.
they say don't put your
Yeah.
dick in don't put your dick in crazy, and it's like, yeah, but you learn so much.
And that was basically a very large chunk of my life is, Andrew's got a type, and that type is Bessie.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. Caitlin though, I mean, rest in peace. That's a fine little number.
Yeesh.
But yeah, no, all it takes is one story, and like that. No, you can't. Like, you
You,
just don't. You can't ever entertain that again. I think is the
yeah, you don't come back. Let's quit beating around the bush. In this movie, this character, you don't come back from, having intercourse with a dead dude that died in a gas station potty.
that's the only thing that had not happened when I worked at a truck stop for 6 years was necrophilia. Like,
Yeah, none. I was saying, I now, drunk people passing out having sex that happened at the truck stop. But yeah, not so far the other direction of like,
right.
well, no, they died. They died together. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, oh, it is the little death. Um, but die. I mean, I've dealt with dead people at jobs before. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying.
sure, sure,
Like,
sure.
you know, guy decided to go Buddhist monk on me one night. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, and yeah, that's when I found out. Like, yeah, you can't. It's very tough to find a good writing instructor because uh, I got to be on the paper, and it could have done some better editing. But he put down, "Death is never funny."
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
inaccurate, sir.
Yes. Yeah. So, let's see. Oh, just going back through my notes, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just very difficult. You don't. I really recommend, like, this would be a great double feature with the Banshees of Inisherin. I think
Okay.
about.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, it's just about the need to cut people out of your life who aren't
Sure.
benefiting it, which is what Caitlin is. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, it's a little cruel, I think, in Banshees, but it's kind of like, yeah, Colin Farrell is not helping.
No.
Colin Farrell's Randall there, and
Oh,
this Don
oh, there you go.
and Brandon Gleeson is Dante, who actually wants to do something with his life.
Yeah, there
Um,
you go. There you go. There you
yeah,
go. There you
so
go.
So it's kind of the antithesis, I guess, of Clerks. So
Yeah, there you go.
that's yeah. Um, let's see. All right. I guess another thing about small towns is, and not necessarily small towns. I guess we all have Rick Darrises we have to deal with,
Oh yeah, the cocky dude that'll nail your girlfriend behind your back.
and and and
Oh yeah.
and people know about him, and women still
Oh yeah.
go, and women still go to him. It's like,
Yeah.
like,
And are surprised that you didn't know about
well, yeah, but it's like, no, I hear so many, like, back in the, with the local strippers, it was like,
it.
yeah, why are you doing that? Like, wouldn't you have all known about what he does? Like,
Right,
I mean,
right.
I heard stories about assets, but like, I mean, I was on the wrestling team with the guy. That's not, can't say he had anything more, more or less. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, it's just like people still getting hung up on the bad boy, and I mean that plays in the Mallrats essentially with Ben Affleck's character.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know this guy's a twat, and like,
Yeah, you know there's no Shannon Hamilton, no redeeming quality. Rick Darris, same
yeah,
thing. Rick Darris gets brought up in a couple other he brought up a lot in Chasing
yeah,
Amy.
right. And let's see. Oh, schedule update. Okay, cool. All right. But I do find something with fun with the now that they're having the conversation where Caitlin's, yeah, doing Dante's pretty much just doing his best to get Caitlin to acknowledge that, you still want me.
Yeah.
And I think it's,
Yes, like is there some kind of reason that you did all yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Like,
right. And
why do you think I took an 8 hour train ride from Ohio?
yeah. And then there's a line with it, which was ripped straight out of the Bad music video. Michael Jackson's Bad. Kind of, sort of. And the line is that what they teach you up there in that school of yours? Referring back to when Wesley
Yes,
Snipes is
yes.
bullying Michael. You ain't bad, you ain't nothing. Um, so we've already had gone in with the territorial stuff because I did have that happen to me. So my best friend, estranged, kind of a Banshees of Inisherin thing. I don't think not a hate thing. It isn't a hate thing. In Banshees, it's just like, you're not going to help me grow type situation. But we had the literal falling out. She got off on top of a roof, jumped, and and I spent a couple days in jail over that. Um,
That old chestnut.
yeah. So, and then but give it a year and a half, we're friendly again, and then we're at a bar, and then I see my wrestling compadres, like the guys I would ride with, not just the little
Mhm.
kids trying to be weekend warriors. And it's like,
Right.
and they're, it's like, oh shit, because they basically told me, we're gonna kill you, not kill her, we're gonna kill you if you go back to that.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's like I'm just like, look, it's not what you no, it's not what you think. She's got a boyfriend and a kid. We just need somebody to get drunk with. Um, like, but you still gotta like. Um, then I noticed something. When Bob just buys some sugar, is that supposed to be something I'm missing, or
Um, yeah,
because they
I
don't
think there
sell
was
Coke?
no, I think there was a, a kind of a thing where like Jason Mewes' character, if you do see him eating like a lot of junk food and snack food, so kind
Yeah.
of like the end joke that it was always kind of implied was he buys this sugar to feed to Muse.
Okay. All right. Otherwise, I was thinking like, I guess they could. Muse is the type, and as you find out the end of reboot, why the locks are always stuck.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
yeah. Um, he would be the type I think who would pour sugar in somebody's gas tank.
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, they even make Smith writes a line using the phrase "pour sugar in a gas tank," so it's definitely
While
something
anally
that
yeah. What's your
yeah,
encore?
anally violating my mother while
Pouring
pouring sugar in
sugar.
my gas tank. So yeah, like I said, it could have been a sugar in a gas tank situation. Like I said, it was always just kind of been implied that we have, to keep J at J levels. It takes a lot of sugar.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Is this the best J of all the franchise?
I don't I don't know if it's the best one because I kind of feel like in that Dogma, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back era of Jay was pretty good for the character. But
Hmm.
also, I think this is the perfect introduction to the Jay character and Jason Mewes as a whole.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. This is the most genuine Muse we ever get on cinema.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So,
this is 100% Muse. Even though it's funny, Kevin Smith had to work with Jay for a month to teach Muse how to be
how to,
Muse
yeah.
because he didn't know he like what I just do funny things for myself. I don't do it. There's a famous
Mm,
story of Kevin Smith working at the rec center there in Jersey, and Muse busts in one day and proceeds to fillet anything somewhat phallic in the entire rec center.
uh,
Gets to remote control. He pretends to do that. He gets to a flagpole, pretends to do that, and it gets to the point where he's not looking at anyone while doing it. It's like, oh, this is funny. He's just doing it. And finally he gets to a asteroids machine that did not have a joystick. It had the rollerball. So, what do? Well, he proceeds to just, do that on a rollerball.
yeah. So it's well, and truthfully, like back when I was in AAW, may or may not be a Patreon supporter of the Scoops Daily. I'm not. Um, I was doing I was doing interviews. They were basically the setup was going to be like if I was able to keep my head together, um, you know, that basically I'd be the interview guy they pick on in the back, and then I eventually would snap.
Yeah,
So, thrown into a wall by Truth Martini, trying to be overly excited and
sure.
then we tried going back to it after I was done really making the time to be an active competitor and like we tried one week and I did like I guess is the last thing of Scoop Staley was an interview with Austin Aries and like and they tell me to go and I start trying to act like how incompetent because that was the thing I wasn't any good at it because I was new to kind of like
Sure.
playing an excited character just happy to be here type happy to be here boss. And then it's like
Yeah.
I'm trying to play that character and Danny Daniels, my trainer, like, no, stop, Russ. Just do what don't put it on as an act. Just do what you were doing. And then Austin like, oh shit, Dan, I was getting into a groove. So so it really cuts back to me trying to act shy but excited, and then I get shoved into a women's bathroom by Austin Aries and he just takes the mic. That was the end of
There
my
you go.
character. So I actually kind of disappointed with B Fest coming up. Like all this cool stuff's happening in Chicago, like first weekend of February. We got Tournament of Champions on Saturday. It's like, oh shoot, I got B Fest. And then the night before is a 30-man Rumble in AAW. And it's like, really? You're gonna go and spend the money to get 30 great indie guys? I could put the tights on, get thrown over the top rope. Damn it. Officially say that the career is she's 23 years old now. Like, ah,
Yeah.
I mean, only 8 years behind CD. Like, so But let's see. I guess like we're getting to it. Caitlin's just come out of the bathroom. Somebody call the
Yeah.
police. Call the police. Why?
Oh my.
Somebody just raped Caitlin. She said he. She said she did all the work.
Yeah, this is definitely the scene in the movie above all else that definitely aged like
Is
milk.
yes. Yeah, no, I mean, so
Uh,
I always go back to defending Revenge of the Nerds because they put the word revenge in the title. Like
yes, like that one. I get why people go at that one, but yeah,
if I want revenge, I'm going scorched earth on everybody. I'm not like
yes, and
it,
I mean, yes, obviously there's legality and morality issues with the revenge in question that you're talking about,
yeah.
but it worked for the time. This is that's definitely a very time capsule movie. It's definitely not one where you watch it and think it's happening right now because everything about that is so dated.
Yeah, well, but
Like it's a
yeah.
product of its time.
Well, you say product of the time with that one, and I'm saying like, well, no, if I was going to go and have vengeance, and that's why revenge is wrong.
Well, yeah, sure,
So
sure, sure.
if I've crossed that line, it's as they say, you dig two graves when you seek for
Yeah,
vengeance. Um, I mean, Woody Harrelson put it best in Zombieland. Yes, you dig two graves. One for the big girl, one for the little one. But yeah, no, and I would just say the not the necrophilia necessarily aged poorly. It's more just the line, like, um,
yeah.
yeah,
Again, the dialogue, the
yeah,
dialogue.
right. So he's but I mean, this is just I the problem is again, like I've seen everything, working in these industries, I've seen everything in this movie. Like I could tell you how much a jizz mopper makes because
Right,
we had shower rooms at the truck stop. Um, so uh, so it's very much very it's this is just like kind of like how I mean crazy reality is honestly when we go back to the I did
yeah,
crazy flicks theme, it's like it just seems so ridiculous, but then it's like you got to stop and think, well, shit, this could happen, and in all likelihood
right.
has happened. So, um, I mean, that's something I think that makes Kevin Smith stand out is like there's compared to other directors and comic writers, it's like I guess let's just go compare him to John Hughes. Like John Hughes,
Yeah,
like Home Alone's the only real crazy thing he ever wrote. Um, because it's
yeah, fair, fair, fair.
yeah, I mean Breakfast Club, well, it's kids being kids. Pretty in Pink, yeah, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles. Now that one's dated.
Right. Oh yeah,
um, yeah. Um, while I mean the most crazy thing would be Dong from 16
yeah,
Candles. Yeah, so and I think I just don't see a lot of imagination, I suppose, in the most comedy writers, I guess, that you can just go and
right,
take,
right.
and again that the like people don't have to go there, I guess, or people don't want to think about going there. Like, so I mean, this is all based on Smith's experiences, effectually.
Yeah,
So it's like, and I guess that's why, it sounds like we have crazy stories. It's like yeah, but this can happen. It happened to me type thing. And
Yeah.
uh so many comedies today, yeah, and I'd say for the past 40 years, probably longer than that, it's like, yeah, we got to make this look believable. And it's,
Right.
so, I mean, I think that's the beauty of Kevin Smith then is just like, you know, you can believe it because you can't come up with this stuff in your own without the experience, I suppose.
Right. And
Yeah.
that comes from the fact, like, he did work that job after high school and college. He he did take a lot of his own personal feelings and put it into the script of working in a convenience store.
Mm.
So, it's his love letter to the most frustrating experience of his life, essentially.
Yeah, and that's of course where we're at right now, and there is lying on the cooler, you know, after
Ah,
Sol
yes.
yes, after Salsa
Dun,
Shark.
dun, 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 dun. We're
Ugh,
gonna need a bigger boat.
Cage go Diver goes into cage, Cage goes into salsa.
He goes in the salsa. Sharks in the salsa.
Salsa.
Our shark.
A shark. And I guess this is where the movie kind of just gets repetitive in a sense because it like well, I mean it pays off.
Yeah.
Randall basically says, you know, you have to go and make this change for yourself, and he tries it
Right.
for him. And that brings us to Veronica, like, you know, all the things like I guess another thing about just identifying with your lot in light type situation. Like she's not really concerned about school. She's concerned about, you know, saving Dante from his own despair.
Yeah, she transfers from one college to another one to be closer.
Closer to and inspire him to go back to school. And it's like,
Yeah, which does not work.
yeah.
She does bring up a lot. In the first scene she's in, like,
Mm,
hey, try to get you back into class, try to get you back into school, yada yada. So I could definitely see where if she's saying it that much in this short of a time span in this movie, how often does she bring that conversation up in this guy's regular daily life? Where you can kind of like, no, you shouldn't be going behind her back and talking to another chick, but at the same time, I can see where you're not super thrilled with this one.
right. And it's yeah, as he says, you know, one fight with Veronica a day is enough for me. It's like, but you know, I've noticed that
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
and I noticed that, you know, pretty much when a relationship was going south, like, um, with an ex, and it was like, she was, we were still living together, and it's like, and I was trying to come up with, okay, I think I got this break, I can get into, you know, get into this wrestling promotion and do that. It's like, you know, then you get why are you focusing on that? Why, you know, why won't we just grow up? And of course, she was trying to.
Right.
I think part of it was she was trying to get me to get her a kid. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that at 28. Or at least like I respect people who I like. Parenting is like I am. You know, I wear a face mask, so protection is something I'm always looking into. And
Right,
it's you
right.
know, like yeah, if I end up you know, uh, get knocking somebody up, and you know, I will take my leftist stance depending on the situation. uh,
Sure.
you know, but it's not my call, and you know, if I got to live with that responsibility, fine, I'll go and straighten my act up. So. As I was saying earlier, like kids, like, oh, they see me 5.5 feet tall, and it's like, oh, they think I'm a big kid, and it's like, yeah, I am a big kid. I'm not had that
Well,
over
yeah,
and yeah.
yeah. People look at me, they think I'm going to abduct their kids until they, listen to me talk for 10 seconds and they realize, oh no, he is a toddler trapped in a man baby body.
Right. Oh no, I had that when I was in New Orleans. I went to a speakeasy for a burlesque show, and that was an interesting experience because it
Oh,
was
I bet.
it was a genuine speakeasy. Like I get dropped off at the address. There is a restaurant, but there's no lighted up sign saying they're open, and then All right. This definitely doesn't feel like Bourbon Street or
Yeah,
anywhere where
yeah.
where I'll see a cop.
Please don't let me get mugged. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and it's like, oh no, just I go inside and like I open the door to the restaurant and there's somebody there. And like, okay, no, you go up these stairs and then I get up there and then, watch the show and then I get this thick DeVille. She's really drunk. She's talking to me. It's like, oh, how old are you? I'm 40. And it's like, oh, you'll make a girl happy and have kids and take care of them for 20 years. It's like, I'm 44. I told you my age. I don't want to be there
I,
at
oh no,
70.
no, I understand. I just had to go to the, my cardiologist, and I am. I'm like, dude, you could tell me I'm young because you see a number on a paper. Again, to
Yeah.
quote Indiana Jones, it is not the number, it's the mileage. It's not the years, it's the mileage.
Mm, yeah. So, yeah, that's just, but again, it's just people. And I think that's another thing about Clerks is like, uh, well, I mean, it goes back to the guy who was waiting for Randall to open the video store. It's
Yes.
like, oh yeah, keep cracking wise, and that's why you're in this purgatory. And it's like, and
Yeah.
then yeah, no, you rightfully throw that person's keys away. You know,
Damn straight.
right? I mean, if you're like, and I'd say that anytime now, like even with air tags, like, hey, you got a chance to make sure your shit's secure.
Exactly.
If you don't, that's on you. Um, but let's see. But so yeah, I think so. The movie even speaks like I think tries to show that customers are idiots and tries to tell
Oh yeah.
people don't be this. And
Yeah.
again, no, not like nobody, not enough people have seen this movie. Still, is the message there because
It's one of those things like, yeah, yeah, like it has a huge fan base. You can't find them unless you go to a Kevin Smith event.
mhm.
Then you find your tribe. But yeah, like to find a person that likes a Kevin Smith movie out in the wild is very hard.
Yeah. And I think it's just that. Well, I guess he's still being like people are still being judgmental of it all. Like, well,
Yeah.
if you like real movies, you'll watch a Marvel movie, and it's like, or Navy SEALs. Uh,
Oh,
you know.
I love that joke. I have seen that movie far too many times, but I do love the jokes about it in this movie.
No, I mean Bill Paxton gets to play God. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, never mind Michael Biehn, Charlie Sheen. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just so much to like about that movie. You could get over the fact that the script is absolute garbage,
Absolutely garbage.
but it's big and it's loud, and that's the kind of stuff I think when you say Kevin Smith, that's not what you're gonna get. And
No, absolutely not.
and people just expect movies to be big and loud. There was a conversation I once had back at when I was in banking, and me and a coworker at say hadn't wasn't 30, he wasn't 30 yet, and but we're talking Pulp Fiction and all these other movies, and then this 25-year-old's like, oh, you guys watch the most dull movies, and she's talking about her Disney Channel original shit. So
Oh Lord.
I mean, I guess that's the big thing. People just don't want to search out art, and I mean that might be an overstatement for Kevin Smith. I mean, it is art, but I'm just
Sure.
saying, like, he's not trying to. He's drawing. Well, that's an insult, but he's doing the stuff you'd see in Juxtapost magazine back in the day. He's not, lowbrow.
Right.
The lowbrow art, I guess, is the term. Like, that's something I kind of gravitate to. It's like trying to take the piss out of the concept of art, I guess is the way to say it. Um, and I don't think people look for art to begin with. It's all about just the gratification of the senses. Kevin Smith doesn't deliver
Right,
that,
right.
and that's why they always complaining about the Oscars. Why we had to go and expand it to 10 Best Picture options. It's like because The Dark Knight couldn't get nominated in 2008. It's like yeah, no, I could care less. Like I wasn't a fan of The Dark Knight myself, but said that many a time.
Well, I mean,
So,
I liked it.
but it's not. I guess it's not Oppenheimer, dare I say, like
No, no, no.
where you know Christopher Nolan is trying to create a tale that's the best of the year. Like
Right,
I'm not saying he wasn't trying to do that with The Dark Knight, but look at the material.
right,
It's internet, it's intellectual property. It's only, as far as the studios are concerned, it's only about getting money, and getting money is done just by gratifying the most basic needs of the consumer. Um, so not a, I, so I'll say not a lot of thought in The Dark Knight, but just Nolan's such a filmmaker,
yeah.
you know. Kevin Smith's not that. Kevin Smith, I think, is still. I was going on like again. This is 1994, same year as Pulp Fiction, and it's like kind of makes me wonder how important dialogue is because this is the script. Well, they're both very quotable scripts, so I
Very
guess it's more.
quotable.
I guess
Um,
guess it's the narrative, I suppose. How important narrative really is.
yeah.
Because I mean, this is a far more movie, the easier to understand movie. It's not trying to be overly ambitious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's two dudes complaining at work about work and relationship problems and regular stuff. It's
right.
not walking around with a suitcase with a golden light and dealing with mobster boss and hitmen and this, that,
And
and the other.
yeah. Well, what I'm saying though is that, but when you stop and really pull back, Tarantino's all about his dialogue. Like, what is
Oh
the
yeah, absolutely.
yeah? What is the what is the movie without the Jules and Vincent getting into character? Talking about foot
Sure, sure,
massages
sure.
and Royale with cheeses, and then you get an
Right.
action sequence, and then I guess the thing is Tarantino has monologues. It's not narrative; it's monologues. Like you know,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
like Tarantino, like Christopher Walken in The Gold Watch,
Oh yeah.
and well, and then the entire Ezekiel quote.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah, so like there's moments where I guess. And I can't really say Tarantino was a great action director until about Kill Bill, even. Not to say he had a lot of it.
Yeah, well, because a lot of the action sequences in, especially when you think about like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction,
Pulp
a lot of the
Fiction.
action stuff a lot of it takes place off screen.
Yeah, right. The
It's
boxing match.
implied
The
action.
yes.
Yeah. The,
So
the heist that goes wrong, the shootout, a lot of the action takes place in your mind's eye.
yeah.
He just does such a good way of describing it and setting it up that you can kind of picture what happened in your head without having to
Hmm.
actually having to see it.
Right. So in Kill Bill is the first time he actually had to show it,
Yeah, yeah.
essentially.
Kill Bill. It's like, oh, you want to see the crazy stuff you're describing for this? Well, then we got to shoot the crazy stuff you're describing.
Right.
I need a bunch of dudes with swords and tuxedos.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, I guess that's I get well, and they say, Pulp Fiction, the most successful independent film, which obviously it's not because one, it's not independent, $8 million budget.
Right, yeah.
Uh,
Max out credit cards and sell your comic book collection and then talk to me about independent filming.
right. So, I mean, Reservoir Dogs, different story, but yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah, yeah, I think we're don't have too much more to say about this. I guess, it's like, I mean, the best quote definitely is this job would be great if it wasn't for the effing customers. I think that,
Yes, like I said, which I say at least once a week at work.
yeah.
What do you know about the original ending scene? What are thoughts on that?
Yes, well, that's something we hadn't really addressed, that this is a Greek parable, essentially. Um, I
Well,
mean,
it was done very much in the way of like do in the same vein of like do the right thing, where all this happens in one day. It's a
yeah,
very funny movie, but tragedy happens at the end of it.
right. Well, and that's why I bring up the Greek portion of it. It's like Dante,
Sure.
Dante gets through
Yeah,
hell, and then it's all for naught. Yeah. So
right.
the ending is, and they do make it a great joke in three, which they give away in the trailer.
Yes.
But yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure,
no.
sure.
So yes, I that was something I was thinking because I was watching on the 15th anniversary Blu-ray. Like, maybe I should watch the first cut. I mean, I've seen the scene anyhow, but yeah. So
Sure. I've seen the cut. I've seen the scene.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not. It doesn't make sense narratively because they, they, they don't even mention anything about armed robberies or this. Like the only time they talk about even any kind of thing in the way of shoplifting is in the beginning of the movie, where Dante has change on the counter saying, "Hey, if you plan on shoplifting, let us know."
oh yeah. No, I think in the third movie they also have a sign say, well, the thing, yeah, the change on the counter basically, be honest,
Yeah,
take what you need and go.
yeah,
And that was the um but yeah, the only other violence is mentioned in the Empire Jedi argument about personal
yeah. Exactly.
politics.
Like there's nothing to suggest that this convenience store being in danger of being robbed because they don't mention that that's something that even happens. Like yes, we know it's a convenience store. Yes, we know convenience stores get robbed in the real universe, but it made no sense for him to be closing up the store and a guy walk in and just for no reason pop up.
Well, I mean, it makes sense from the Greek tragedy standpoint. Like
Well,
you
sure,
you get through
from that aspect.
you grow up, but it's all for naught. Um,
Well, one of the guys that helped get this movie brought to Miramax and all that, John Pearson even said, like, dude, you
yeah,
do this because you don't know how to end your movie.
right. That is the truth there. Um, right, and it's yeah, Randall wrangling out is the best way to close this
Yeah,
movie.
wrangle out, grab the sign from grab the. Yes, I assure you were
So
open, and
you were
throwing
over
it back
side.
in, saying,
Yeah,
"Hey, you're closed." Scene. Yeah,
yeah, right. Uh, yeah,
and
and
credits.
right. And Jeff Anderson is kind of hates the wrangling bit now because he's always asked
Yeah,
to do it.
sure. I mean,
And like
well,
if I'm 45 and
yeah,
he's gonna be damn near 60 now. His
he would probably be about the same age as Smith. Smith is
50 50 he was born in
55,
72,
6.
50 53.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, I would say Jeff Anderson's probably in his early 50s.
yeah, early to mid 50s. Yeah, it's I
Yeah.
think a lot of the actors were probably older because they got actual actors for a lot of, at least our primary characters.
Well, they did get actors, but they got actors from like local theater
Yeah,
groups there in
theater,
New
right.
Jersey. It's not like they were
No, no,
hiring
no, no.
people
They
from New
didn't.
York City. Yeah.
No, it's not a SAG feature.
No.
I mean, I don't think SAG mentioned, or at least, well, I think that would be the Editors Guild or the Sound Mixers Guild, what have
Right.
you. Like the credits say original incompetent sound mixer Scott Mosier, and then they
Yeah.
list the guys who cleaned
Because
it all up.
Jeff Anderson and Kevin Smith Jeff Anderson and Kevin Smith have talked about like yeah, I went to the gas station anyway. Like I knew Smith from school. Like they're
Yeah,
roughly the same age. They
right.
they were friends. He was just hanging out at the auditions because like oh hot actor chicks.
Yeah, yep. So, um, yeah. Let's see. Dress the original ending. Now it is funny that like really when you stop and look at the Views universe, it was all to make Dogma.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
like
uh,
yeah. Originally everything builds the dogma because yeah, there's even in the credits of this, James, Dogma is the next one they mention.
yes, and um. Yeah, I don't think that. So it kind of makes you think Dogma was a movie that Kevin Smith never thought he was going to actually get made.
Oh yeah, you talk about it's definitely one that he wanted to make, but
Right.
who's gonna make a movie that's basically just bashing Christianity and Catholicism for 90 minutes?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, Smith wanted to go full
It,
Marty Scorsese on it, you know.
oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you look at a movie that yeah, like at the base level, it's bashing organized religion, but then yeah, you just
Yeah.
keep whittling it finer and finer and finer. It's just like this. Yeah, so I could definitely see why that movie was never supposed to be made or thought it could
Mm,
be made or whatever have you.
right. So, I mean, because otherwise, Smith's most ambitious movies were his horror movies.
Yeah, which
Like,
was we've seen it with Jordan Peele. Funny people make the best scary movies.
yeah, I don't know. Red State's a masterpiece.
Red
And
State is
it's
good. Tusk is odd, but I like it.
yeah. Oh no, Tusk still it's the funniest body horror you're ever gonna see. I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely. Like
I mean,
even
unless
even
you watch
even
some
funny,
weird
even funnier than Frankenheimer.
yeah. I mean, unless you watch some weird Japanese stuff, of course. Like,
Right, but that's just I mean that's a whole nother level of
yeah,
insanity right there.
right. All right. So I think we've got pretty much everything covered. Let's see, we've addressed our Star Wars debate.
Yep.
Yeah. Just yeah, I can't think of too much more to say. So I guess we can get to the wrap up. Right now, as I say, 90 for chill, or I did crazy flicks. Like I had enough of that when at the New Orleans con when my panelists like I keep slipping up on the Netflix. It's like yes, no, it was based on that. My ex said, yeah, 90 and chill sounds like a non-generian sex thing. Hence why.
I'm I mean not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, so hence why it was 94 chill. And then it's like that's why I've gone and tried switching it to I did crazy flicks. So I did crazy flicks will be at B Fest. Hopefully we'll be sponsoring a movie. So look for the Poetic Critic and I up there. Um, let's see. Otherwise, if you want to help the show out, visit patreon.com/I dig crazy flicks. For $3 a month, you get a sticker and a shout out on the show, like former guest Timothy Bates from the Arena and Night of the Demons episodes that are available on this feed. So for past guests, if you want to make sure this stuff gets on the feed and not behind a paywall, start subscribing. $3 a month get me an energy drink for my 50-hour work weeks, or think about my cat and three tins of cat food. Uh, Rate and subscribe on your favorite podcast apps, 5 stars preferably. I will listen to the criticism, so be as honest in the text. And if you want to be a guest on the show, offer me a movie, a theme, a director, an actor. I can't say just make sure there's something bonkers about the feature, and I'll be happy to talk about it. Send an email to rustthebus07@gmail.com. That's RUSSTHEBUS07@gmail.com. Or you can follow me on my social medias. Blue Sky is my primary, at CatBusRust, but I'm on Threads and Facebook, Threads and Instagram as well. CatBusRust is that. And you can find Andrew TD Baking While Baked. I'm sure if you search it, he had a he was going through a lot of stress, as we brought up at the beginning of the episode. So
Yes.
you can easily
you can
find him.
Me at CouchManBakes on Twitter so far. Also the app formerly known as Twitter and Blue Sky, and Baking While Baked 1, I believe, is what I am on Instagram and Threads.
All right. So so thank you very much, Andrew. Good to get back, talk to you. Probably have a little bit of postscript after this about possible future events. We'll leave that at that. Otherwise, let me thank Station Marie Harden for keeping an eye on me, keeping me out of too much trouble. I hope she's doing the same for everybody else she touched in her life, and I hope she's squeezing the ectoplasm out of the fluffiest of kitties, Skimbleshank the One-Ear Angel. So, thanks again, Andrew, for coming on to I Dig Crazy Flicks presents 90 for Chill. We can say that on this episode. And look forward to talking to you again.
I am happy with all the titles in it. Yes. Happy with all the title change. Wonderful. Wonderful stuff. I definitely can see the rebranding being a necessary thing. So I like it.
All right, thank you. And hey, as I say, it was a conversation we had about mutual T-shirts that got us there.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks again, Andrew, and thanks for listening to the 90 for Chill, the podcast presented by I Dig Crazy Flicks.
Can I hear a wahoo?